For our next Illustrator activity, we're going to open up another new file. Click OK. And again, I want you to create a star. So we're going to click here, star. But in this case, we're going to do a star that is 5-point. Click OK. And again, I'm going to get you to enlarge this. Hold down the Shift key and the Option key will keep it centered, and we'll go like this. And I don't want it to be too big because we're going to actually put a circle around it after. Okay, and I want you to fill this one in. You can leave the outline as black, but I want the fill color to be a green color. So maybe a green like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make this into a 4-leaf clover. And the way we go about doing this is we actually grab what's called the Convert Anchor Point tool. So if we do this, and then we select, have this object selected, click the Convert Anchor tool, and we grab an anchor like this and just drag out, you can see we can alter this shape. So every one of these anchors we drag out to make it look like a leaf. And we do this. And make sure you don't go in the opposite direction. See how it twists? Okay? Just make sure you're going in the right direction. So don't let go of the mouse button until you're sure you're going in the right direction. Okay? Now we just have to make the stem. Now to adjust to make the stem, you'll see like we'll have this point, we got to move it in. This point we'd have to move in. And then we'll need 2 points down here, but we've only got 1. So in order to add another point in, we just go to the pen tool, and literally when we move and click on any one of these lines and we click, we get another point. Now to adjust this though, we don't use the selection tool, we use the direct selection tool, which is the white arrow. And this only works if you have little white dots on all these little vertices. See how it's white? Okay. So if I grab this now and it's white, I can actually move it in like this. And I'm going to move this one in like this. And then I move this one down, and I have a nice stem. Okay, and then to move the object, I just move to the direct selection tool, and I'm just going to move it down slightly, because the next step for you is to go to the Ellipse Tool, and you're going to draw a perfect circle around this. Hold down the Shift key. Oops. Hold down the Shift key. Drag it around. It's a nice circle. Now hold the space bar while still holding down the mouse, and you can move this up like this. And I'll make it a little bit smaller, and then move it in. There we go. Because we don't actually need the circle. Now, to get rid of that fill, you can actually click down here and say no fill. And actually, we're going to keep the line, but eventually that line will go away when we put text on here. Okay, now the text we're going to do is click on the text tool. And we're not going to use a standard type tool. We're going to go on the Type on Path tool, and this is really cool. So what we're going to do is if we click somewhere on the line, just make sure we're on a line, click, then we can type in, you put your own name, Irish Pub, because Fujiwara is such a good Irish name. Highlight this, and then increase the size to an appropriate size, maybe a little larger than that. Then I'm going to bold it. Okay. And then it's not quite centered. So what I'm going to do is go to the selection tool and I can move it. And the way you move it is you look for the opposite side and you see this sort of T shape here. What you do is you move your pointer until you see an upside down T. See the upside down T beside the arrow? Okay. Now I can hold this down, and if I stay close on the outside, I can just move this. Okay, you see how it moved to the bottom here? So what I'm going to have to do is I'll have to go up like this. And notice how if I go on the inside, if I slide my mouse pointer on the inside, it moves to the inside. Actually, that looks pretty nice too. Okay, we'll go here though, and then I will move it over. Let's see where we're going here. Let's see, I just wanted to move it back. There we go. Keep it out like that. Just like that. Okay. And then if I click off, you'll notice that when I click off, it actually made the stroke transparent, so now I can't see it. Okay, now that's activity number 2 in Illustrator. Hopefully you understood.